Hello students, in this lecture we are going to study about the plasmid. Plasmid is a extra chromosomal DNA material which is present in a cell that is physically separated from chromosomal DNA, and it is autonomously replicating particle which is independently found in bacteria. Also it is present in few archaebacterian eukaryotes, for example yeast cells. These plasmids, why they are important? Because they carry beneficial genes. For example, beneficial genes which allow that organism to survive in a unfavorable condition. And for example, it confers selective advantage such as the antibiotic resistance. Antibiotic, we know it is the antimicrobial compound harmful for the microorganisms, but even though the antibiotic is present, yet these microorganisms they can survive, but with the help of these plasmids, plasmid encoded genes. There are the artificial plasmids also, which are widely used in molecular cloning, and they are introduced in a cell by a process, for example transformation. There are few types of plasmids. They can be integrated in a host chromosome, means that is they get inserted in a cell chromosome, are sometimes referred as episomes. They are called as the episomes. Means they are not independently present in a cytoplasm, but they are in a inserted form. So that is the episome. For example, the F plasmid. Many of the genes which are carried by the plasmid are beneficial to the host cell. For example, they enable host cell to survive in an environment which is lethal or restrictive, that is unfavorable for their growth as well as the survival. So these are the genes which encode the traits for antibiotic resistance. As I told you, antibiotic, these are the antimicrobial compounds, but in the presence of these antibiotics, yet these microorganisms can survive by there are the different mechanisms how these microorganisms they get protected even in the presence of antibiotic. They can metabolize heavy metals. Heavy metals are also antimicrobial in nature in a high concentration, but in the presence of the heavy metal, these microorganisms they can grow as well as survive. They produce virulence factors. For example, the pathogenic microorganisms, they colonize the host cell. They settle in a host organism and overcome its defense mechanism and are responsible for causing the infection. So because of this virulence factors, then these plasmids specific metabolic functions which allow the bacterium to utilize particular nutrient, for example recalcitrant or toxic organic compounds which are metabolized by these microorganisms with the help of plasmid encoded genes. Plasmids also provide bacteria with the ability to fix nitrogen. That is one of the property of very few microorganisms. Then there are the plasmids. They are not having any observable effect or their benefit cannot be determined. They are called as the cryptic plasmids. Next, classification of plasmids. There are the different criteria for classification. The first criteria, that is their own transfer from one cell to the another cell, that is from the donor cell to recipient cell. On the basis of this, plasmids are classified into conjugative plasmid and non-conjugative plasmid. Conjugative plasmids, they can promote their own transfer from the donor cell, donor that is the cell having this plasmid, to a recipient cell which is lacking that plasmid by a process that is the conjugation. These plasmids, they have the set of tragenes, the genes responsible for transfer. So these conjugative plasmids, they can transfer from the donor cell to recipient cell. And non-conjugative plasmid, they are incapable of initiating this process because they are not having these tragenes. So they require the help or they require the assistance of conjugative plasmid. That is, with the help of the conjugative plasmid, these plasmids can be transferred from donor to recipient cell. And there is another class of the plasmid, that is those are the mobilizable plasmids. They carry only few genes which are required for transfer, but these plasmids also require the help of conjugative plasmid for their transfer. Another criteria for the classification is the copy number. Stringent plasmids. Stringent plasmids, they are present in a cell in a very few number, or a single copy of the plasmid is present in a host cell. These plasmids, they replicate only along with the bacterial chromosome and is present in a single copy or very few copies. That this single copy plasmids, they have the system, means how they get distributed in a daughter cell. For example, this system, it includes the PAR ABS system and PAR MRC system. These are the genes which are responsible for the partition, that is partition function, that is the distribution of plasmid in even distribution of the plasmid in two daughter cells. Then the relaxed plasmids. These relaxed plasmids, they are present in multiple copies, means they replicate independently of the chromosome, the host cell chromosome, and they are present in multiple copies as they are having a small size. Then these plasmids, they are classified into incompatibility group. Bacteria can harbor different types of plasmids. It cannot necessarily only a single plasmid will be present in a cell, but the different types of plasmids can be present in a single cell. But these different plasmids only exist in a cell if they are compatible. If two plasmids are not compatible, then one or the other plasmid will get lost from the cell. Different plasmids may therefore be assigned to different incompatibility group depending on whether they can coexist together or not. Next, types of plasmids. There are 5 main classes of plasmids. Fertility or the F plasmid, another one resistance or the R plasmid, Col plasmid, degradative plasmid, and virulence plasmid. First one, that is the F plasmid. F plasmid, or it is the fertility factor, or also called as the sex factor. This plasmid is the example of conjugative plasmid. Conjugative, as we know, it can be transferred from donor to recipient on its own. This F plasmids, they have the tragenes, and these tragenes, they are responsible for its own transfer by conjugation. It is also the example of the episome, that is, this F plasmid can get inserted in a cell chromosome. So that cell, it is called as the HFR. HFR, that is high frequency recombinant cell. Cell having the F plasmid is called as the F plus cell, and cell lacking the F plasmid is called as the F minus cell. This F plasmid, along with the other genes, for example, we have seen the tragenes, it has the ority, that is origin of transfer, that is the origin of transfer from which it starts transferring from the donor to recipient cell. Then it is having oricy, that is the origin of replication. Then there are the IS element, these are called as the insertion sequences, with which it can insert in a host chromosome. As we have seen, this F plasmid is the episome, is the example of the episome, as it can insert in a cell chromosome. So it gets inserted at a particular site. So those sites or those regions are called as the IS elements or insertion sequences. The tragenes, which encode the sex pili, which initiates the conjugation process. This is the specific pili, very what we can say, it is a distinctive pili which is present on a cell surface, which is coded by this TRA-A gene, and this pili, it is responsible for initiating the conjugation process. F plasmid in episome form promotes the transfer of chromosomal genes, that is, if plasmid is independently present in a cytoplasm, then only the plasmid gets transferred to the recipient cell. But if the F plasmid is in a episome form, that is inserted in a cell chromosome, then along with the F plasmid there is a transfer of the chromosomal genes. F plus cells also have surface exclusion proteins, for example TRA-S and TRA-T, on bacterial surface, which prevents secondary mating event involving plasmids belonging to the same incompatibility group that we have seen. Okay, as the plasmid means this F plasmid is present in a cell in a single copy. So once F plus cell is it mates with the F minus cell, so again the another mating will not take place, so that both of the cells will having a single plasmid, and so that is that process. It is mainly because of this exclusion proteins, that is TRA-S and TRA-T. Thus, this F plus bacterium can host only single plasmid. Then the another type of the plasmid, that is the R plasmid. It is drug resistant plasmid, which was originally discovered in Shigella dysentery during the outbreak of dysentery in Japan, and have since it is found in E. coli and other microorganisms. These plasmids, they transfer resistance to sensitive strains via cell to cell contact. Means this plasmids, if it is present in one cell, so that cell can transfer that R plasmid to the sensitive cell, that the cell lacking this plasmid, and so that sensitive cell can become resistant to that drug. Most R plasmids, they contain two contiguous segments of DNA. One that is called as the RTF, that is resistance transfer factor, which carries the genes for the regulation of DNA replication and copy number, and the another segment, it is called as the R determinant, having the genes for various antibiotic resistance, for example ampicillin, kanamycin, chloramphenicol, tetracycline, etc. How these plasmids, they encode a property, that is antibiotic resistance. The genes which are present on plasmid, for example, if suppose on a plasmid the penicillin resistant gene is present, then that gene, it codes for the enzyme, that is the beta lactamase enzyme, which inactivates the beta lactam ring of antibiotic. Then the plasmid encoded gene, which encodes the enzyme acetyltransferase, which inactivates the chloramphenicol drug to 3-acetoxychloramphenicol. Then again, these plasmid encoded genes are responsible for alteration target site, means they alter the target site. For example, suppose ribosomes are there, 30S ribosomal subunit or the 50S ribosomal subunit, then they are altered. Then impaired transport mechanism, when these antibiotics are transported through the cell membrane, so that transport mechanism is impaired. Or the another way of the drug resistance is the detoxification of the antibiotic. Means antibiotic is modified so that it is detoxified and it cannot affect that bacteria. Next type of the plasmid, it is colplasmid, or it is also called as the cholicinogenic factors. Colplasmids, these are present in bacteria, for example E. coli. That plasmid, it secretes the toxin, for example that is the colicin. The colplasmid present in Vibrio, it is Vibriocin. Bacteriocin, of which colicins are proteins. They can bind to the cell wall of sensitive bacterium and inhibit one or more essential process, for example such as replication. So as this bacteriocin, these are also the antimicrobial compounds. They affect the sensitive bacteria and they do not affect the bacteria which actually produces it. And this inhibit one or more essential processes such as replication, transcription or the translation or energy metabolism. Colicin producing cells are placed, for example, on a lawn of sensitive bacteria. Then this colicin, it inhibits the growth of nearby bacteria, producing clear area which are called as the lacuna. That we know there are the plaques which are produced by bacteriophages. So in the same way, lacuna, these are the clear areas which are produced by this colicin producing bacteria. So there are the different types of colicins. For example, colicin B, which damage cell membrane, colicin E1, colicin K, which uncouples energy dependent process, col E2, which degrade the DNA, colicin E3, which cleaves 16S rRNA, and so on. And the col E1, it is a mobilizable, as we have seen the types of the plasmids. classification. In a classification of the plasmid, there are the mobilizable plasmid. So call E1 is the mobilizable plasmid, but it is non-conjugative, means again it requires the help of the conjugative plasmid for its transfer. It is having the apparatus, that is the mob gene for mobility, and bomb sequence, that is the basis of mobility, and physical requirements like pili. So it requires the help of the conjugative plasmid so that it can be transferred from the donor to recipient cell. Then virulence plasmid. These plasmids, they are responsible for the pathogenicity of the pathogen, virulence property of the pathogen. There are three distinct types of the plasmids. One of the example is ENT plasmid, which code for the enterotoxin synthesis. Enterotoxin, which is produced by, for example, E. coli or Vibrio cholerae. They are responsible for gastroenteritis. So this enterotoxin synthesis, it is coded by the plasmid genes. These enterotoxins, they are responsible for diarrheal symptoms. Plasmids which specify production of hemolysin, which are responsible for degradation or the lysis of the RBCs. Then there are the K plasmids, which are responsible for the production of antigens on the surface of bacteria. And so for the example, Clostridia, Staphylococcus vibrio, they show the presence of such types of plasmids, and so their pathogenicity. The another virulence plasmid, that is TI plasmid, or it is called as the tumor inducing plasmid. This plasmid, it is pathogenic but for the plant, not for the human being. As it is, we say the pathogenic, but now it is having applications in genetic engineering. It is a part of the genetic equipment of Agrobacterium tumefaciens, means it is the plasmid present in this bacteria. This plasmid is having 196 genes and which code for 195 proteins. This bacteria, it is gram-negative soil bacteria, and it is naturally transformed plant cells, resulting in crown gall, that is it look like a cancer or it look like a tumor. It infects plants through breaks or wounds. This plasmid, TI plasmid, is having three regions. One, that is the tDNA region. This region, it is responsible for biosynthesis of auxin, cytokinin and opine. Another region called as the virulence region, responsible for transfer of tDNA into the host plant, and it is located outside tDNA. And the another next region, that is the opine catabolism region, which codes for the protein involved in the uptake and metabolism of opine. In plant genetic engineering, the TI plasmid is used to carry foreign genes into the plants. Next, degradation of organic compounds, complex organic compounds. They are carried out by genera of some heterotrophic soil and water microorganisms. Most prominent bacteria, it is, for example, the Pseudomonas. For example, Pseudomonas putida, Pseudomonas acidovalans, multivora, Pseudomonas fluorescens. This versatile property of microorganisms, again it is due to the presence of plasmids, and these plasmids, they code for structural and regulatory genes for the catabolism of number of complex organic compounds. These complex organic compounds may be the pollutants, are responsible for the pollution of the environment, but these complex organic compounds, hydrocarbons, so these are degraded by these microorganisms with the help of the genes present on plasmid. So plasmids, they conferring resistance. For example, these are the examples of certain chemical compounds: camphor, naphthalene, toluene, mercury, certain ions like nickel, cobalt, arsenate, silver. For example, the area or there is a pollution by the photographic film. The photographic film is having the silver, so it is metabolized by these microorganisms. Thus, these plasmids, these degradative plasmids, they play an important role in a geochemical cycle, and they are helpful for keeping the environment clean. So, these are the different types of the plasmids which we have discussed. So, thank you.